But yeah, like as Cap, we have these like two ways to do movement abilities, which is like critical to getting in and out. So we don't want to be using them for no reason. Alright, looks good. Immediate payoff. Perfect. Everything's going extremely well. Got rid of that. So now we've done the thing. We've done the thing. We flanked. We gave our teammates a clear numbers advantage. And got rid of a very threatening DPS in the back, kind of fucking everybody's day up. And we are using the Luna ultimate right now, so everything's on fire here. Nice, nice. So yeah, that was her ultimate. So everybody's getting stunned there. All right, so now we got stunned by this, and then he got his ultimate now. Yeah. All right, we ended up surviving it, and yeah. So we still yeah. All right, perfect. So all the whole team's looking at us. We want to we could have survived a few times there. So first of all, we're thinking we want to kill this guy. So we can put more effort into that to, you know, try to put pressure on him immediately. But he'll dash away or whatever, you know, he probably won't get the kill. And then when we have this guy on us, you know, Mag does a lot of damage. This guy does a lot of damage. This guy can fuck us up. So we basically immediately want to leave. We do not want to be jumping around 3 times or whatever it was, right? Whatever movement ability we have, we want to make sure we have it in the first place, but whatever we have, we use it to immediately get the fuck out of there, because we have the advantage of being fast and able to jump and able to use movement abilities. These other people don't have it. They have to deal with the fact that they can't chase us. And all the time that they waste looking backwards is good, because our team is, what do you call it? Like their team, whoever is up here might not realize that their whole team is looking backwards. So that, you know, I could potentially pay off as well. Yeah, that was like, you know, like sometimes you get counted as the dive person, right? Like if they put you in a situation where you cannot win. So you got to recognize that as soon as humanly possible and get the fuck out of there. And because you could just try again in like 5 seconds or, you know, 10 seconds or whatever. So, yeah. All right, so now we're using this. And yep. So that happened. Now we have this ultimate again. And that ultimate again. So yeah, a little rough. You know, they're definitely shutting it down. And yeah, this is the end of the game now. So since it's 20 seconds, I mean, you can come in as Cap because you'll be able to get there. And then you can use your ultimate, which you almost have. But yeah, there's also a strange portal to come in. But we've kind of already wrecked our chances here. Yeah, it's just rough. I mean, a clear diff this with the Magneto. You know, should have done something else there, basically. Alright, they got a kill. Then they got another kill. So yeah, the squirrel girl is really a problem. And yep, that was that. Nice. But again, yeah, we could tell earlier that, like, we want to kill the squirrel girl. I mean, it doesn't matter because it's the end of the game, right? But it's like, we want to kill the squirrel girl, but then there's another guy. And we can already tell, like, it's going to go badly for us. Like, we're going to die to this. But in general, you know, these games happen, right? It's just, they played it well. They protected it well. We never got the ult advantage we were looking for. You know, it's tough when the, whatever, the Emma is kind of sacrificing herself, and nobody took it on their shoulders to make sure that the squirrel girl is dead. So I totally agree with, like, putting that in your hands. I think that's the way to win more games. If you see somebody clearly, like, having an above average impact on the match and making your team, your healers die, then yeah, you have to do something about it. But we did have the opportunity to, like, tank the shots as Magneto and use our bubble and use our shield a lot and let our team develop into the space while sort of preventing Squirrel Girl from being able to access our backline as well. And but yeah, so it's very unlikely to win this one, but it's not necessarily unlikely because you never know how much your team is going to respond to what happened the first time. A lot of teams will struggle to adapt within the match, but they might adapt on the second match, right? This happens pretty often. And when you have this much buffer, yeah, I mean, I think this is just a draw if you protect this. But yeah, I mean, that's happened to me a bunch of games where I thought, damn, we didn't even make it to there, so we're just gonna lose. But yeah, I mean, plenty of games that have gone fine, so there's no reason not to give it a shot. So we're already in a pretty aggressive situation right off the bat, right? Our aggressive positioning. Yeah, there's the... You can hear the Bucky pulls. So one thing that I see like mags do is to try to single out a squishy as best they can and try to do like the combo move on them. This is a good way to do like a strategic pressure on for a specific goal during these moments, right? So yeah, I mean, Bucky keeps missing his thing, but I'm not sure if we're really guarding it, right? Like, we should use our shield every time we hear Bucky do that shit. Because that would be in our immediate death if he gets this. Because, like, he would grab us and push us back, and then there'd be no chance that we'd survive. So it's just necessary to block it every single time you hear him do that. Nice. Yep. Tough situation. Yeah, it was a little tough. So we were a little slow on the draw there, I think. It's kind of up to our whole team, but I would have liked to have seen a bit more. And this thing does a ton of damage. So we want to find this as soon as possible, and we want to hit it, because us as mag, we can do like, boom, that's like 30% of his health or whatever. So we can dramatically help. I mean, I know we got to try to get rid of this guy too, but yeah, we can do that as well. Let's go back and look. Yeah, so we're already like super low health, so it's tough. So he's gonna try to do damage to him, though. We have our guy there. I don't think we can even push him back, can we? Unfortunately. And then we did get a bubble, and then we can also bubble ourselves here right now. But yeah, I mean, we were gonna fail anyway, or like we were gonna get defeated anyway, but still some things to look at to learn there. All right. Okay, let's check out the next game. Cute. Starting it off as Venom. Alright, so we're starting off on the flank. Then on our team, we're the purple team this time. We got a Namor, we got a Groot. Cyclops. So a strong poke. So this can make us think of a lot of things. Like, one time, this guy is, his damage output is dependent on his squids, right? This guy's damage output is dependent on, he has to shoot at the specific target at a time. This guy is also going to be more of a burst, and he's also doing a repetition thing with the walls. He's also vulnerable to certain stuff. And of course the walls. We have to play around the walls if we're going to be blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's going to be harder to take advantage of this healing. This can be good, like, long-range healing. And then also this healing. Not that we're expecting to get some of the heals from the other side of the map anyway, but all that kind of stuff. Well, we can take a look here. Alright, so we've shown ourselves, right? So now we know that the Punisher knows about us. Punisher is very, very high damage, which is kind of the enemy of Punisher. So we tried to dive right away with not anyone in particular, it seemed like. Wait, let me go back and look at it, my bad. I'm still hearing like all the damn popping in my earphone, bro. What is going on? I'm trying to figure out how it works and see if I'm trying to think about that at the same time. All right, let's lock in. Wait, let me just take this one out. There we go. That'll be better. All right, so yeah, it kind of worked. It kind of didn't work that well, right? It was the way that we fell right here and then did it super low, and then we're only hitting him here. It'd be kind of better to go from here, try to get higher. If we want to land right on top of them and fuck them up, right? We landed like that, so we did hit them. We hit all three of these. And we're kind of looking at him, and it wasn't working. So now we'll look at her. And then she immediately got back, and then he pushed us back. So now we're here. So what's our goal from here, right? Do we just want to distract them for a second? Then I guess we did use our E ability. So now we won't have that ability. That's one of the abilities that it takes a longer time to get, right? So we don't, I would rather save that for when I'm actually doing a dive. This dive failed really early, so I could have just tried to get out immediately and only used the E if I needed to. If I want to stand here and try to make them look backwards for a while, it's an option. But at that point, I've already kind of been cornered too much, so I don't know. And it's so early in the game, I'm kind of thinking get out quick and then just try to do another one in a minute. And then, yeah, so we can jump and be in the tank role. I mean, you can play how you want to play. I'm just going to say what I was thinking. When I see these people, I'm thinking I'll be right here, and I'll sort of gauge things. Maybe I'll soak up some damage like a tank, get healed a bunch, and just kind of wait for my cooldowns to come back, and just kind of get in touch with the game a bit. And if I'm thinking I'll dive again right away, then yeah, I'd be kind of slinking over to the side. And we did have a death there, I'm pretty sure, but he got revived, so that's the situation with that. Heard Psylocke for a second. So now we've used our swing to get in. So when we use our swing to get in, it means we can't use our swing to get out. So generally, we basically never want to do that. There's sometimes where we might do that if we feel like there's no risk of us taking a ton of damage at first, or it really fits with the map and stuff like that. But in this situation, it doesn't make that much sense. Because, yeah, we could have just wall climbed up here and then bombed down and did what we wanted to do there. Yeah. Now we're going to have to wait 6 seconds for this shit to come back. So we do have our E, though, and we're not taking that much damage. But just to give you some feedback on that. So now we're already too deep. We have too little health, and our E is gone. And, our team is doing what they're doing. They're not going to heal us right now. So, in general, Cap and Venom, I've heard them described as soft dive. Let's keep talking about this in the next one.